Next, you'll see how the Buzz and Poppy stories are created and how the characters come to life from simple pencil drawings. And you'll learn about some of the high-tech tools that make cartooning more fun than ever.
Remember, Poppy, we are bugs.
Buzz and Poppy are not just any bugs. They're the most famous young hoo-hoo bugs in the whole world. They started in the imagination of Trevor Yaxley when a hoo-hoo beetle flew into his window one night.
One day I was just going outside, it was late at night, and a hoo-hoo bug came in and hit the window. You know how they do at night? They come to the light, bang. And I've always had this fascination with New Zealand fauna and flora, and I love hoo-hoo bugs. And I went out and picked this hoo-hoo bug up. It was a big hoo-hoo bug, and sort of tried to get it revived and get it going. Eventually I did, and off it went and it flew away. And the next day, I just had a day I like to sort of get away sometimes and just, you know, contemplate. And I was sitting looking out the window, and suddenly this idea came to me: why don't you present in a cartoon form good everyday life values for children using hoo-hoo bugs? And so that's where the idea came from. And we started thinking about it. We had some people in America develop the characters, the original characters with us, and then we brought it back to New Zealand.
The first Buzz and Poppy were a bit funny looking, but they straightened up by the time they first appeared on TV. Cartoon stories start with a script. Some writers like to write on a computer. Some like to write with a pencil. But the main ingredient in all good writing is hard work. Most writers try dozens of times on one story, and the final version is not much like the first version. Sometimes a Buzz and Poppy story will say version 22 or version 31 at the top of the script, because that's how many times the writer changed the words to make it just right. When the script is finished, the actors record the voices.
Oh no, Poppy! 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 Over here, Poppy!
When we're animating and moving the characters around and having them acting, we want to know, what they sound like and what mood they're in and all that kind of thing. And that really comes back to the recording studio.
Oh!
What's your all-time favourite?
Big Mac and Pride.
No, your real favourite.
Oh, hoo-hoo bugs, young ones.
Music is a very important part of a cartoon. With the wrong music, a cartoon scene wouldn't make any sense. Entire orchestras used to play the music for cartoons, but today, the Buzz and Poppy cartoons use high-tech tools like these instead. This special computer records sounds that are made in a studio. Then the composer can play back several sounds at once on the keyboard. Bruce Lynch is the Buzz and Poppy composer who works with computers. He has a studio with many real instruments. The sounds are put into the computer, and then Bruce can play back any sound he wants for hoo-hoo cartoons.
Buzz is bullfighting, so we recorded that in the machine, and I can call it up and it will sound.
Ah, there you are, Sylvester. Been looking all over.
Grandpa often appears with the bassoon sound. With many different instruments loaded into the computer, one man can sound like an entire orchestra. Then the artists get to begin on the storyboard. You can see the setting, the characters, the words, and even action. When Mark Saunders makes his storyboard, He knows he's setting up the entire scene, so action and speaking and music all fit together to tell the story. After the storyboard is done, animators draw the very most important pictures. Other artists come in and draw all the pictures that go in between the most important pictures. Every time Poppy blinks her eyes, for example, artists must draw 4 or 5 pictures. Then, these pictures are scanned into a computer, so each drawing can be colored. There are 12 drawings every second. A 3-minute cartoon will contain more than 2,000 pictures. Sometimes computers like this one can help draw some frames. Each picture is called a frame. In Buzz and Poppy's forest, there are lots of trees, ferns, flowers, and mushrooms. These are drawn by a computer and appear to be 3-dimensional because they are 3-dimensional. In the end, the voices, music, backgrounds, and characters are all joined together to make an animated cartoon.
I love those hoo-hoo bugs. The younger the better. I love those hoo-hoo bugs. And nothing is sweeter. Hey, see those little critters run before they end up in my tum. When I attack, there's nothing they can do. Oh, I love those hoo-hoo bugs. The younger the better. I love those hoo-hoo bugs. Nothing is sweeter. Crunchy, but they're soft inside. They work my taste buds all the time. As quick as a flash, I'll be down and back with lunch for 2. That's what I'll do, yes sir. A lunch for 2 for me and you.